Hello, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here then welcome. My name is Grace and I am a first time mummy to a 9-month-old little boy, and I am also pregnant with baby number 2. So I am going to have 2 under 2. Oh my god. My god, how did that happen? If you aren't new here and you followed my pregnancy with Elliot, or if you are new, I'm just going to be talking all about how this unexpected change of events has come into play. So basically, I never really imagined that we would have more than one baby. I spent my pregnancy with Elliot thinking that that'd probably be it, and my husband sort of wanted one child, and I'm an only child and I was very happy being an only child, so to be honest I kind of thought one child will be okay. I thought I'd be quite happy with one child, so yeah, we didn't ever plan to have more than one child basically, until Elliot arrived in our world, and being a mum completely changed me, and I can't explain, but when he was about 7 weeks old, I just remember like looking down at him in his cot thinking, like, just so many things came into my head. Like, he was only 7 weeks old and I couldn't believe how quickly it had gone and how much he'd changed, and I just loved every second of him being our complete universe. And I just remember thinking I could do this again, and like it was almost like my purpose in life it was like what I'd been put here for. I don't know, I know that sounds really cheesy, but I do just remember looking down at him thinking, oh, I could have more of these. Like, that was only 7 weeks after giving birth, so I mean I must have been pretty confident that I was ready to have more children, which is just a crazy thing to think, isn't it? So yeah, I took a little bit of convincing of my husband, and I think that to begin with he couldn't really understand what had changed, like, because we it had been unspoken that we'd just have Elliot or just have one baby, until like it completely just changed my world being a mum. And then I think as Elliot grew up, and like literally I swear that like every day like you love them a little bit more, and it's just amazing being a parent. And I think that as Elliot got older, my husband could understand why I wanted more. So it didn't take too long for him to kind of get on board with the fact that we probably would end up having more than one, because I was pretty set on wanting another baby, and the love for him is just, I don't know, it's unexplainable really, and unless you're a parent you won't necessarily understand. And even before I had my little boy, I wasn't a baby person at all, which as a woman is quite a strange thing to say, and especially as a pregnant woman with a baby already. Babies weren't exactly my thing, but when it's your own and when they're here, like, it's completely different, and it just, I'm not sure, it just changed me completely being a mum, and I absolutely have loved every second of it. I just love being Elliot's mum, and I just felt like this was what I was here to do, to be a mum, and I wanted more than one if we were very lucky enough to have more than one. So yeah, he was 7 weeks old and I kind of was already thinking I could do this again. Like, and another thing is that because I'm an only child and Oliver has younger brothers, so if they were to have children one day it would be quite a bit in the future. So Elliot's not going to have like cousins to play with, whereas because I'm an only child I grew up like heavily around my cousins, so I didn't really feel like I'd missed out on that interaction with other family members and other children. But Elliot won't necessarily have that for a while, and I just wanted to experience more than one baby so that Elliot will have a brother or sister one day. And yeah, I wanted to do this again really, and we both agreed that if we were going to have another baby we would probably do it close together. Didn't think it'd be as close together as what they are going to be, but we're just very fortunate to be in this situation. So I'm just going to briefly talk to you about our trying to conceive journey. I am very aware to say that I don't want to offend anyone in saying that, because I know a lot of people spend so long trying to have a baby, and I don't want it to look offensive or like insensitive, but I don't know what else to call it, because we did start trying for a baby, and we were just incredibly lucky that it happened very fast. So basically it was in November, and Elliot was 6 months old. He'd just turned, or like he was about to turn 6 months. And me being the planner that I am, I worked out that should we fall pregnant, it would be a summer baby, like July, August time, which is completely what I like. When we planned, or when we tried for Elliot, I also knew that when we started, if we were lucky enough to fall pregnant quickly, he would be a spring summer baby. It's just something really nice about having a baby at that time of year. But honestly, I didn't think we were going to get pregnant, because I hadn't had a period since having Elliot. So at this stage he was 6 months. I'd not had a period return because I was still breastfeeding him. And at that point, when he was 6 months, I was still breastfeeding probably up to 6 times every 24 hours, so fairly frequently. But then he also started weaning at that point. And I have read that at that 6 month mark, your body then can start ovulating again. And obviously I did, but I didn't think that it was going to happen because I was still breastfeeding, because there's a lot of like misinformation about breastfeeding and it being a form of like mild contraception, because it produces a hormone to prevent you ovulating. I think that's in the early days, and the older your baby gets, the less reliable that is. So up till then we had been like using contraception because we didn't want a baby that soon. But yeah, so in the November, I say November, we also now are maybe thinking that it might have been the end of October. We can't really, this is how relaxed about it we were. We literally just started trying around the end of October, early November. We stopped using contraception and we just were like, if it happens, it happens. Really didn't think it would. I didn't think it would be that quick, because I feel incredibly lucky that it happened as fast as it did. And it, you know, we were very, like I say, we were just so relaxed about it, and it was just like, well, we'll just try for a month. And then if nothing happened, we were probably gonna then like start using contraception again, because I didn't really want a winter baby, because it's been quite hard with Elliot with the dark nights and like being up in the night, and yeah, him being a spring baby was amazing. So we were literally just going to try for a little while and see what happened. Then fast forward to December, and now I look back, there were a few early signals that were flagging up. I was very, very emotional, like, because we'd planned on moving Elliot into his, like, he used to sleep in the bedroom with us in his snooze pod, and then we'd always planned on moving him into his own room like in January, and like it was the beginning of December, and every time I thought about moving Elliot into his own room, like I literally would just like cry. Like it was just making me so upset thinking about him leaving our bedroom, and I was very emotional. And now I look back, I think these were like some early flag signs that I was pregnant. Obviously, like when you're a mum, like all these like things that change, they do hit you hard. But yeah, I had a few like really hormonal, emotional, like crying things, and yeah, because I hadn't had a period, it was like I couldn't know whether I was pregnant or not, because it wasn't like when we were trying for Elliot, I'd had periods, so I knew straight away when I was late on my period. Whereas this time, I literally just had to go on the way I felt, and I knew if you'll have seen my finding out I'm pregnant video, which I'll leave at the top of the screen here, I just didn't feel myself. Like I had to rely on my like symptoms of my own body, and I really didn't think I was pregnant. I actually thought I had COVID. Again, I won't talk about that too much because I have spoken about that. So it genuinely was a shock to be pregnant that quickly, because I hadn't had my period, and I didn't think it would happen that quick. Obviously this is a completely planned pregnancy, but it still was very like shocking that it happened so fast. And literally, like, we've worked out through my, like, I had my ultrasound this week, that we obviously must have got pregnant like right at the beginning of trying, which again, it blows my mind. Like, it obviously, like, I do believe in a certain amount that things happen for a reason, and it obviously, or if like things are meant to be, it obviously was meant to be, and it blows my mind that we got pregnant so quickly. I was obviously extremely fertile, so yeah, we're gonna have 2 under 2. The if you know, if I go to like my full term of pregnancy, I'm due at the beginning of August. So there will be a 15-month gap between Elliot and baby number 2, which, oh my god, we are gonna have our hands full. But I'm just over the moon. I can't explain how lucky I feel that we're having another baby, and it's so surreal, really. So yeah, this is our trying to conceive journey. I don't want to call it a journey, but maybe I won't call it a journey, I'll just say trying to conceive, in case it comes across as insensitive. But yes, so that's the trying to conceive part. And then so I'm officially like in my 2nd trimester now, which is very exciting. Hate the 1st trimester, even though I don't get that bad. Like, it's basically just exhaustion for me by the end of the day, and a little bit of nausea. I get pregnancy acne, which I'm not sure if this camera's going to pick it up. Probably. My makeup skills aren't that good. I do get like a lot of hormonal acne when I'm pregnant. And another thing that is quite surprising is, although I'm only 14 weeks pregnant, I already have a bump, which isn't, well, I suppose it's not surprising, but compared to my pregnancy with Elliot, I took so long to show that I was having a baby. Like, I was only just like, I think I was 6 months pregnant when I started getting a bump, like a proper bump, which is just crazy to think that I have a bump and I'm only 14 weeks. But I think that's probably because my body has so recently been through a pregnancy. It's like, I know what to do. I know what I'm doing this time. Before my scan, we were like looking at my belly, and I was like, oh my god, are we having twins? Like, I am huge, like, compared to how I was with Elliot. So yeah, it's been a very different experience being pregnant the 2nd time, because obviously I've got a little 9-month-old boy to look after, and it is a whole other ball game this time. So yeah, I think that's probably, I will start to wrap it up now. I will maybe add the fact that, like with Elliot, we aren't going to find out the gender of baby number 2, which is quite a controversial thing. I just, like, when I gave birth to Elliot, there was just something completely magical about it being a surprise, and I really liked the fact that the first people in this world to know what we'd had were the midwife and my husband, and it honestly, it just gives me goosebumps, that, like, thinking about like that moment when he was born, and Oliver saying it's a boy, and I just would love to find out that way again. Like, it's just much more, so it literally makes me emotional thinking about it.